Christina here. Welcome to my channel. I'll be going over some stocks that I think will continue to grow in price. So I'm just going to show you the ones that I'm watching, and some of them I've actually bought in. So I already have my screen shared with my indicator called Stock Wealth on TradingView. So right here I am looking at the Transmedic group. I got the indicator, I look at the monthly, I got the indicator on May the 1st to purchase. That would have been around that $80 mark. And it's performed quite well. It's doubled in price. So just with the fundamental analysis of the Transmedic group is that I didn't actually purchase this stock because it does have a higher debt of 369% right now. So there was a chance that this possibly can go down significantly. But too bad I didn't buy because it doubled in price in about 3 months. So that's amazing. Though the sales were really good at 133. The earnings per share for Transmedic Group was at 538%, and the last 3 quarters was at 160%. So the earnings per share was very high, and it performed quite good in the last quarter. So I could have took a risk and actually bought here. But I didn't, just because the debt was so significant. All right, so we're just going to go into First Solar Inc. So First Solar Inc, you got the monthly signal at March the 1st. And from there, it was about 150 and went up to 300. So it also doubled in price. Excellent stock to purchase. The earnings per share for this was 450%. That's very good. And then the last 3 quarters was at 1,945%. So that is crazy. The reason why I didn't purchase this product is the sales were quite low at a 6% in that quarter. It did have a low annual return on equity at 13%. It did have low debt of 6%. But because it maybe didn't have the sales matching, maybe that's why the pullback was quite significant. So since March, it did double, and you generally want to get out when a stock doubles anyways. But right after it doubled, it went down significantly. All right, going into Tesla. So we recently got the monthly signal in the early June, and it would have been around that 180. Currently it's going up, and we're already at about 250 right now. So it's still on its way up, and it's going to continue. On the chart it looks amazing, but for the fundamental analysis, I did not purchase Tesla because the earnings per share were actually minus 47%, and the last 3 quarters it was at 41%, minus 41. The sales also were at minus 9, even though the company has low debt at 5%. The earnings per share did not make sense. The last quarters, it was not performing well. Even though it's continuing to go up, it could very well come down significantly. So it's a little bit of a higher risk of a stock to purchase. I try to stay away from high risk stocks and then just eliminate most of the risk. So next on my list, I'm going to be looking at PDD Holdings. Currently, right now, it's on a little bit of a pullback, but I think it's going to continue to go up. So we did get a signal here around that 120, 130. And right now, it's on quite a bit of a pullback. On the weekly, I think we're gonna get a buy around next week or the week after, and that's when it's gonna continue to go. The reason why I think it's gonna continue to go is there's just so much confirmation with this stock. We got a double bottom. We even have a triple bottom. We have a cup with handle right here. And then also the fundamental analysis for the earnings per share, we have 184%. The last 3 quarters, we got 105%. The sales are at 119%. The ROE is at 43%, and it has a low debt of 1%. I do feel like this is an extreme strong buy, and I actually am going to be purchasing this stock very soon as I get that buy signal on the weekly. Now we're going to look at Arista Networks. This is actually a stock I have purchased a couple weeks ago. So I'm just going to go into the monthly. So I got the monthly signal around early May, and you would have purchased the stock probably around that 270, 280. And obviously right now we're at 367, so it has significantly gone up. So I've made quite a bit on this stock already, which is amazing. I've done it through my tax-free account, so all my gains are completely tax-free. So some of the fundamental analysis of this stock, we are at 39% with the earnings per share. Last 3 quarters is at 44%. Sales are a little bit low at 16%. The annual ROE is at 36%, and it has 0 debt. So this is a very good company. It has continued to perform very well. I feel that it will continue to perform well. I think it's around that 410, 420 that we might get a little bit of a pullback, and I think it will continue on. I'm going to be looking at E.L.F. E.L.F. Beauty. It's a very popular cosmetic product for us ladies. So I did get the monthly signal, looks like June the 3rd. And that would have been kind of around that 180 mark. And currently right now it's at 200. It is on a slight pullback. This week I'm just going to go to the weekly. So we got the signal around that 180. I feel like it's going to kind of pull back. It likes to always pull back close to where we got that monthly signal, and it will continue on. So it is on a slight pullback, but I believe it will continue. If you see where we got the signal in December of last year, it did double in price, and I feel like it's going to continue to do that. Some of the fundamental analysis that I have for this product is the earnings per share is at 26%. The last 3 quarters is at 69%. Sales are at 71%. And then the annual ROE is at 34%. And it does have a low debt at 25%. So this stock will continue to go up. Do want to go over DataDog. We recently got a signal at July the 1st, and it would have been around that 120. So it's gone up to 134 currently. I feel like it's going to continue to go up. If we look at when we got the last signal, that would have been in November. It did double, almost doubled in price. I feel like it's going to do the same. So the fundamental analysis to back that up is we do have the earnings per share at 91%. The last 3 quarters is at 98%. The sales are at 27%. And the annual ROE is at 31%. And it only has a debt of 37%. So I do feel like this stock will continue to go up. And everyone's favorite, Nvidia. So after the halving, we do have the price at 125 currently right now. We would have got the signal in November to purchase this. I can't remember the price of what it was after the halving, but you definitely doubled in price. Currently right now, it is on a little bit of a pullback. As you can see, I do have a sell signal that it will pull back just a little bit. And then I do feel like it will continue to go up. But I would wait for that signal, the buy signal, before if I did decide to enter. I do prefer to enter with the monthly signals because I find that I actually get more profit that way. And I'm doing it through my tax-free savings account, so I'm not buying and selling and buying and selling. I'm buying and holding on to these stocks anywhere from 3 to 6 months, sometimes 9 months. So I am holding onto them for a little bit of a longer period. You can't day trade or swing trade through your tax-free account, so just keep that in mind. So I'm just going to go over the fundamental analysis. So the earnings per share for Nvidia is at 455%. That's amazing. And the last 3 quarters is at 499. Sales are at 262%. The annual ROE is at 99%. And it only has a debt of 20%. So still an excellent stock to purchase. All right, I will see you in the next video.